Hey guys, it's Kate and welcome to today's video. I'm really excited for it. I actually haven't sat down to film in what feels like at least a month, so I'm a little shaky. But Abel and I were able to secure AP or Annual Passholder Preview tickets for Epic Universe, which is an official soft opening and technical rehearsals prior to its opening day to the general public on May 22nd, 2025. And I wanted to talk about our day, what we did, what we ate, what rides we rode, while I'm showing you the merchandise that we picked up. And I think that that's going to be hopefully helpful to you, kind of give you ideas on prices and things like that. So first and foremost, we went yesterday, which was actually Saturday, April 26th. And even in April, it's pretty warm in Florida. We definitely are Florida locals. We've been here since 2014, so we are very much used to it. But I do think one of the things that people don't realize or don't take as much care to tend to when they're here on vacation, especially in these warm summer months, is to be prepared by continuously applying sunblock, staying hydrated, and not just with fun drinks, but with water, taking breaks in the shops, in the shade, in the AC. It's so important. We were there from open, which was 11 a.m. to close 9 p.m. That is a long time to be walking around, and the park is big, as the name Epic would lead you to believe. And there are not very many shaded areas. It's big, open, concrete areas in the Florida sun. So just be aware of that if you plan on coming for opening day in May or anywhere into our summer months. Really, I would say probably until like October, November, when it kind of starts to cool down. Just really be prepared for that. And other than that, I will say it's probably my favorite of the 3 Universal parks that we have here in Orlando. Do they count Volcano Bay as a park? So 4. Out of Universal, of course, Islands of Adventure, Volcano Bay, if that is considered a theme park within that realm as well. Epic is my favorite of those. So I'm gonna quit talking. We're already 3 minutes in, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you by order what we picked up. So the first thing, I actually got this fanny pack. My husband bought it for me when they opened the Epic Preview Center at City Walk at Universal Orlando. So I actually had the fanny pack already with me and I brought it. But what I did pick up in the main flagship store was this Epic keychain. The reason I went in there was to get myself a hat. So I'm going to show you that in just a second. But I really liked the keychain because it is as you can kind of see, a spinner. Definitely really liked that. I believe this was maybe $15 or $18, something around there. I don't have the tag on that still because I immediately put it on my bag. Same for my hat. I immediately put it on my head, so I do not have the tag. I want to say this was probably $25, but I did pick up a bucket hat. It is a really pretty khaki color. It says Epic Universe. I don't know if it is considered reversible, but this is the interior. Constellation, celestial theme. So if you wanted to wear it this way, I imagine, yeah, you can just cut this. But I chose to wear it this way, and how I like wearing my bucket hats. I mean, they're so cute like this as well, and obviously it provides a lot of shade, but then I usually end up kind of like flipping up the brim so I can just see a little clearer. But this was a need. As I said, it is hot here in Florida, so I wanted to make sure I was protecting my face, my eyes, all that good stuff. So the first world that we went into, the first portal, was Dark Universe. At open at 11 o'clock. We actually got in around 10:30. That's when we were able to go through security, go through the front gate, and they let us into that central hub of Celestial Park where the 2 flagship stores are. And then you were directed whether you wanted to go left toward Super Nintendo World or right towards Star Chasers, and we opted to go left. We actually ended up bypassing Super Nintendo World and made our way back to Dark Universe first at 11 o'clock when we were able to do so. We got on to, or rather in the queue for Monsters Unchained and ended up waiting about 90 minutes. I would equate that closest to the Hogwarts Castle ride at Universal Orlando, as far as how the restraint is. You're in a row of 4 with an over the chest and lap restraint, and you're being manually moved around through screens and animatronic scenes. It was very good. I did enjoy the ride. What I will say is that I feel like Universal can rely very heavily on screen attractions. So I definitely think I am a theme park person if I'm going to go on a ride, because really my style of like theme park is just the atmosphere and the immersiveness of the area. The food, the drinks, the real people, the cast members, the team members, things like that. So my style for rides would then be like an actual physical attraction, like Velocicoaster, like Hagrid's, like something just a little more physical and scenic rather than the screens. But the technological advances that we have made in 2025 is phenomenal. The animatronics were beautiful. It was a very cool ride. After that, we did head to DeLacy's Cottage, where we got, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me show you the merchandise, because of course when you exit the attraction, you're going to be dumped out into the gift shop, right? So before I get into what we ate, drank, and who we met, I'll show you the merch. So Abel picked up this hat, and this was $31. You have Dracula's fangs on the front, and then Dracula, the name and the fangs are embroidered, so it's really nice. Just a snapback hat, adjustable here in the back. That was really cute. And then I opted for a couple of things. So when some of our other friends were able to get into Epic prior to us, whether that be through team member previews or they just secured an earlier annual pass holder date than we did, and we actually didn't think we were going to be able to go until the end of this year once weather had and crowds had kind of cooled down. But they dropped those annual pass holder tickets for yesterday and I snatched them up real quick. But anyway, we had a friend that went and she was able to pick up for me Creature in this style, this little itty bitty monster style, and a bucket hat as well. So I already had that one, Creature. I wanted to add Bride and Frankie to my collection. So these were $27 each. Frankie, as you can see, they're kind of like little square heads, and they each have a little creature that they're holding. Their hands are magnetized together. The creature's just zip tied, so it won't get lost in the store, but obviously you could take that off. And his little creature is a squirrel with his little bolt on his head, just like he has, you know, the bolts on his neck. There's his little outfit, his shoes. The Bitty Monsters is the name of the collection. And then here is Bride. So again, kind of square head there. And then her creature is a little werewolf or cat. I'm actually not quite sure what it is, if I'm being honest. There we go. And then she's got her dress on, her little bandaged hands and feet. She's so cute. And Bride and Frankie are well above my favorite classic Universal monster creatures. So the last thing I did pick up, I guess kind of to go with Abel's Dracula cap, is this ring. They had a case of some nicer jewelry and front and center display when you entered the store. This was $48, but I love it. They only had sizes 7, 8, and 9. So my ring finger size is a 5. So I wasn't able to get it for my ring finger. So I went ahead and got a size 9 for my index finger, because those are generally the two I like to wear rings on. But as you can see, it is Dracula's fangs. is two-tone. The fangs themselves are gold, and then the body of the ring is silver. But I love this little blood drop charm. It was super cute. So I wore that throughout the day and literally took it off and put it in the box so I could show you guys how it comes. But super cute. So that was all the damage we did in Dark Universe, which I thought was pretty good. So then we went to DeLacy's Cottage and picked up the Frankenstein soft pretzel, and we got it hot off the presses. It was so fresh, so good. It was really nice to have something a little salty, because by that point, as I said, that was probably like 12:31. We were already a little sweaty, it was a little warm, so we were trying to get back in some of that salt that we had lost. But it was there that we also picked up the freestyle cups. As locals, we normally don't have these for, we don't have these for Universal and Islands because we live here. So I don't know why we never thought to. I guess we just figured we would just bring our own cups from home or whatever. But we went ahead and got it for the day because all of the freestyle machines in the different portals have their own special drink. So the Dark Universe drink was called Screaming Berry. I'm fairly certain they're all just flavors of Fanta. We know that Universal and Fanta do have a partnership. So I'm fairly certain they're all flavored Fantas, but it was really good. Here is the Epic Cup. And it's cool because the back says Grand Opening 2025. We were there prior to Grand Opening, pretty cool. I believe this was 2022, something like that. Then we went into the Burning Blade Tavern and got a drink. And we, from that point, were able to kind of mosey on out into the next portal, but we were able to see Bride and Frankie. I did show them my plush, which was really cute. And Abel saw the Invisible Man, which he was really excited about. We did not end up seeing Igor, but hoping, fingers crossed, if we can go back again by the end of the year, or eventually maybe when they offer an annual pass that includes Epic Universe, we'll be able to frequent it more and meet all of the characters. But that was it for Dark Universe. We then went over to Super Nintendo World, and we kind of beelined past that and went specifically to the Donkey Kong area because we went to Super Nintendo World in California a couple of years ago. So that immediate, like the Mario Kart, Toadstool Cafe, those things we had kind of just done relatively recently. We wanted to see, we being able, wanted to see the Donkey Kong area. So beelined it back there, waited 90 minutes for Donkey Kong Mine Cart Madness. And of the 3 rides that we rode, that one was my favorite for the reasons that I talked about previously, that it's more of it's a physical attraction, it's not a screen attraction. I would equate that most similarly to probably Snow White's Mine Train and like the construction and the feel of it, but it's definitely different that it's very jerky. Not jerky like the Matterhorn in Disneyland where it actually hurts your back, but it's supposed to be a mine cart and you're going through like broken tracks and jumping tracks, so it does jostle you around. Just as something just to keep in mind. But after we exited the attraction and we went to the Bubbly Waffle, I stepped away from Abel real quick and I secured him some goodies. The first one was this Donkey Kong 34-ounce bottle. It is double insulated, it says. Yep, double wall. So he works outside. He works at a nature preserve here in Florida. And he recently, within the past couple of years, maybe year and a half, has really been focusing on going to the gym. And so he's drinking a lot of, drinking and eating a lot of protein. I just thought that this would be really good for any of his morning shakes that he takes to the gym or just taking to work, leaving on his desk to make sure that he's staying hydrated. But it does have Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. And I believe you just, screw top, super cute. And then you could get a carabiner if you wanted to attach this to your bag, but super cute. This one was $38. Love that. And then I got him this, and I hope that this doesn't, so they had this collection, this all over print. I'll show you the shirt first. The shirt was $40. It's a really pretty Kelly green color and just has that all over print with Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, the barrels, the bananas, the coins. It's really cute. So they had this, and they had a pair of what to me looks like long pajama pants. So again, it's quite warm here for a majority part of the year. So I thought that these would be more comfortable for him as shorts, but when I showed him, these were $33 by the way, he said he thinks that they are chonies. So he might be wearing them not as a set, unless he's around, you know, at the house, of course. You can just lounge in them, but I definitely bought it with the intent thinking it was like a top and shorts like lounge set, but I think it might be a top and chonies set. So anyways, they're really cute. I think they're precious. So however he decides to wear them, however he's comfy. So as I said, I forgot. In the Dark Universe store, I also got this, you guys. I got a keychain in every single place we went. I love keychains. I love a bag charm. So sorry, backing you up a bit. This is that same like itty bitty monsters. It doesn't have Creature, who is my favorite singular, but it has Bride and Frankie, who I love. There's Dracula, Wolfman. I'm showing you this terribly, and Bride. So super cute. Sorry, that was stuck in this next thing I'm going to show you. That's why I missed it. So yeah, I brought that back to him while he was in line for the Bubbly Waffle. And then this is what our Bubbly Waffle came in. So it came in this cute little Donkey Kong souvenir barrel. I don't believe that they had an option to not get this. I think that is literally how it comes. It was in a plastic cup with pineapple juice on the bottom, and then the top had a pineapple and banana soft serve with caramel popcorn, nuts, little chocolate pieces kind of drizzled throughout in a waffle bowl. It was really good and really refreshing because by that point it was probably close to like 3-4 o'clock, so maybe 3. So it was definitely the hottest part of the day, so really, really refreshing to have that. And then he also secured a second spoon. It says Donkey Kong. So cute. So we have, I'm dropping it. That. And then we've got Little Bowser Koopa Sours too. Able to grab these in the store as well. How cute are these? And they're just little, I'll show you. Hopefully the camera can focus because it's so small. They're just little candy. Little Bowser candies. So precious. When we opened it, the price got ripped off. I want to say these were probably $6 or $8 or something. So from that point, we headed out of Super Nintendo and went into Celestial Park thinking we were going to have lunch at Pizza Moon, but we were actually able to meet up with our friend Mary, who works at Universal. She's a team member on the VIP tour guides team, and she had finished her tour for the day, so she was able to pop over and just say hi. And she recommended actually that since Ministry of Magic is where we were heading for our third portal, that we have some of the food there, specifically at Cafe Siren. I did not say that in the French accent correctly, but we are so glad we took her word for it because we ended up going there for lunch. We had a cracked pepper, turkey, apple, and brie sandwich that we split, and then the butterbeer crepe. You guys, probably the best thing that we ate all day. I mean, all of the food honestly was great. That is, as Abel says, and I agree, the best incarnation of butterbeer as a treat that we've had. Far better than the actual butterbeer drinks. Yes, even frozen. Better than the butterbeer ice cream. Like, you have to get it. Even if that's the only reason you're going to Epic. No, I'm just kidding. But so, so good. So then, since 11 o'clock, pretty much on the hour, we had been trying for the virtual queue, and we were able to get a virtual queue for 7:20 to 7:50 for the Ministry of Magic ride. So we had, after eating dinner, maybe like 30 to 45 minutes to kind of wait around until our callback time. So we ended up going into the store, and that is where I got these last couple of things and this tote that I have all of this stuff in. This first thing that caught my eye, I loved how unique everything was in there. I feel like in Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure, so our original 2 parks, pretty much everything Harry Potter is house themed, Hogwarts house themed. So it is Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. That's what you get for Harry Potter stuff. And I love that. I mean, I'm a very proud Hufflepuff, but I don't want everything I have to be yellow and black with a big badger on it. Like my own just personal style, I'm very girly, very feminine. I don't want to like genderize, or you know what I'm saying, but I am. So it's hard for me to purchase that kind of stuff because it's very school or collegiate style, and that's not something that I would wear in my day-to-day. But I did find this and I really like it. So this was $60 in the size small medium. It is kind of a dual, and then they add large, extra large. And I'm not going to show it very well because it's kind of hard to show, but it is a kind of like a shawl cardigan overlay situation that has all of the fantastical beasts on there. So you've got the Demiguise, the Occamy, the Niffler, some other ones I don't recognize if I'm being honest. Oh, that one that's like the where'd he go? I lost him. It's the one that this one throws out and he's like silent, like, and then yeah, that little rhino looking one. I recognize them from the movies. I'm not familiar with all the names. Anyway, so it's really sweet. It's just a little shawl. And so from far away, the colors are really pretty and feminine. It's got a fun little tassel pattern down here along the bottom. So I thought this over a tee, denim shorts, this would be really nice for the summer because it's so thin, spring, summertime, and it's gonna add a little bit of magic to my outfit. So I was really excited about that. And then I know I just talked smack about all this Hogwarts stuff, so forgive me, but I could not leave without this bag. This was $70. Lord knows I need another bag, like I need another hole in my head, but I am a bag girl through and through. Seriously, like a lot of the merch I buy, I definitely buy t-shirts and stuff, but if it was narrowed down to a couple of things, it would be jewelry. I have a ton of Disney jewelry up there. Bags. So just accessories in general. And then I love a Starbucks tumbler, a mug. Yeah. So that's kind of about where I sit for my personal souvenir shopping, but I absolutely loved this bag. It's got a little top handle if you want to carry it this way with this sweet tweed bow. And then the front is tweed with that Hogwarts patch. The back is that same tweed pattern. You do have a very thin pocket here. I'm talking like, okay, so here's my phone, which is the 16. So, I mean, there's my husband, by the way, in Dark Universe. And the little coffin photo spot, clearly doesn't fit. So thin. If you, I mean like a piece of paper, some cash, I wouldn't even maybe put your card in there because it doesn't snap or anything. It's just an open pocket. So anyway, it is a kiss lock. So you just pop it open. There is the crossbody, but it does fit. Let me take out my phone in here. Like if it's my phone actually like in the bag, I can close it. I'm closing it on there. Let's see. So your phone fits in there, just not in that exterior pocket. Definitely having room for a card holder, chapstick, a cord maybe to charge. Like you could get some things in here for sure. It's small, but it's quite spacious. So I was really pleased with that. So we did some damage while we were waiting. And then by that point we had accumulated quite a many a bag. So I also got this tote. I forgot about my keychain. See, I got a keychain in every world. That's so funny. I didn't even intend. but I love a bag and I love a bag charm on my bag. So this guy was 16. Look at his round little he has a little niffler. Look at his round little niffler head. I can't, but look how cute he would be like this. Hold on, let me show you the vision. Do you see the vision? You pick it up what I'm putting down? Look at him. I mean, that's really cute. Really excited about that. So yeah, so then we got this bag to carry all of our stuff in, which is crazy. It does say the Wizarding World of Harry Potter on the one side. You've got some symbols like the castle, the Niffler, the Time Turner, and the Hogwarts Express. It's literally same design on the other side. So we got in line for Ministry, Battle at the Ministry. That was also a 90-minute wait. So that took us to park close. However, they did keep the flagship stores in Celestial Park open as the guests were exiting. So we were able to secure a few sweet treats, which I'm so excited about. The caramel apple has lost his little hat, but in the one of the flagship stores, would be equivalent to the Main Street confectionery. There is a big sweet shop within the store, and the whole theme of it is moons and stars, as makes sense for Celestial Park. But this little guy specifically is kind of the mascot for that store. I really did not, I mean, guys, we got these like on the way out. So within 5 minutes, I'm gathering all of this information. So I don't know specific names and all of that. I do apologize. But I gathered he was the mascot. He's really cute, so I wanted to pick him up as a little treat. It is a blueberry caramel apple, and he is a bear with a little star patch on his eye, and his little captain hat was actually like centered on his head. It's kind of popped off in transit, but I'm like, my God, you're so cute. So had to pick him up. And to go along with that, we also got some cookies that also feature this little guy. I mean, look at him. He's so precious. So we've got cookie one, chocolate. It smells so good. These, I think, are the cookies that they do like for Halloween Horror Nights in the tribute stores. For summer, Marty Gras, I think it's the same maker. Like thick sugar cookies. But it's so sweet. It was a really sweet theme, and I actually honestly probably would have bought a plush of this little guy, but they only had a fuzzy bucket hat, which was really cute, but I thought might be too warm for Florida, and a fuzzy backpack, like a plush backpack. So I was like, no, I want just a plush, not a plush backpack. That is absolutely everything we got from Epic. Honestly, I think we were pretty restrained because it's a brand new park. It's a brand new theme park. So all things considered, I feel like we could have gone way harder. We were pretty restrained. But my overall thoughts, I kind of touched on it at the beginning a little bit as far as of the Universal entities here in Florida. I definitely feel like it is my favorite simply because of the atmosphere. As I said, I am very much, when I theme park, because we are locals, it is so, for me, about the atmosphere, the immersiveness of it, the fun themed food and drinks and characters and world. And for us, we just text our friends, hey, do you want to meet up at Epcot for Flower and Garden or Food and Wine? And we will just walk World Showcase and just talk and drink. And I very much feel like and foresee that we'll be able to do that at Epic. Hey, do you just want to pop over to Pizza Moon and grab some food and watch the fountain show in Celestial Park at night? Like, that's how kind of we theme park. So I loved it for that. It's a beautiful park. I cannot stress that enough. It is just completely open and in the sun. Not a lot of shade, not a lot of AC unless you're popping in and out of stores or on an attraction. And there was so much of it we still didn't do. We didn't go into the How to Train Your Dragon portal at all. And even in Celestial Park proper, the Star Chasers coaster and the Constellation Carousel, we didn't get to do those. So the day goes by really quickly, and we were there on a preview, so I would assume that the wait times that we experienced are going to be lower wait times than when it opens to the general public. So I would say you would definitely need to do this park in 2, if not 3 days. And it might be worth it if you are traveling from out of state or out of country and you are not visiting often and you want to get certain things done, to purchase the additional like fast pass ticket thing. We saw that they were open and running it for all of the attractions that we were on, so I know that that is something that they offer, and it doesn't look like anything was not included with that. Even in the Battle at the Ministry, there were clearly 2 lines. We were in the standby, even though it was a virtual queue. We were in the standby and they were letting people in on what looked like a fast pass. So I would say do that. I would say really take your time and soak it in. There are so many cool details. The storytelling is phenomenal. Similarly to, I think really a lot of the theme parks are going that way, is it's themed. It's a theme park, it's themed, it's immersive, it's beautiful to just take your time and walk around and soak it in. If that's what you want to do. Like I said, I much prefer that than maybe waiting an hour and a half plus in queue lines to ride a ride. But my takeaway of it is it's a beautiful park, and I'm very excited to go back and continue to be a local for that park and experience new things hidden there, find hidden gems, go back with friends, go back with family, take my mom. I am excited to go back, and we had a lot of fun. It's just gonna be hot here coming up next month when it opens. So if you are planning on going, please, 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 please bring water, bring Tylenol if you get a headache from just being out in the sun all day, bring sunscreen, just be smart, and just be patient. There's gonna be a lot of people there. I think, I would imagine there were, I mean, thousands of people when we went, and that was even limited. So if you guys enjoyed, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I know it was a lengthy one, but I wanted to show kind of what we picked up and talk about our day as somebody that definitely doesn't, I'm not an influencer in any kind of way, so my opinions aren't swayed here or there. We didn't get in for free. We paid for our tickets, we paid for everything we got. So I just wanted to be honest and share my experience in that regard. As far as the rides itself, we did the 3 marquee attractions. And I would say in order, if I were to rank them, my number 1 was the Donkey Kong Minecart, 2 was Monsters Unchained, and then 3 was Battle at the Ministry. I actually, probably a really unpopular opinion, like Escape from Gringotts at Universal more. So probably really an unpopular opinion. But if you guys enjoyed, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'm getting the battery warning light, so I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.